Hi guys, my name is Ieva Bereisaite and welcome back to my YouTube channel. On this channel we talk about the law of attraction, manifestation, mindset, personal development, and so much more. And if you're interested in these types of topics, then keep watching because today we're going to be talking about confidence and how we can be confident in any situation. So, confidence is a very important topic, and in a nutshell, this is why confidence is key in goal setting. Let's say you want to excel in your life. You want to level up as a person. So, what is standing in the way of that? It's doubt. The only thing that is standing in the way of you or me achieving my deepest and most desired goals is literally doubt. And the gap between who I am now and who I can be in the future, well, that gap will either fill itself with doubt or with confidence. And if we don't consciously fill it with confidence, it's going to automatically fill itself with doubt. And doubt is not going to get us anywhere. It's not going to help us manifest our goals. It's not going to help us level up. What will help us level up is confidence. Confidence is what's going to give you that motivation to achieve your goals. Confidence is what's going to give you that momentum and that longing and that desire. So confidence is naturally something that we all need to work on in order for it to grow and to develop. It's also confidence that is going to help us achieve our goals. It's actually all about being so confident within ourselves that we naturally believe that we can achieve anything that it is that we desire. So I personally see it this way. There are like two different types of confidence. There's the inner confidence and then there's the outer confidence. The inner confidence are based on our thoughts and what's going on inside of us on an internal level. And again, when we are confident on the inside, that does radiate outwards on the outside. And people pick up on that because it's an energy. It radiates confidence. You know, when we talk to someone and we can naturally feel that they're confident. And I'm going to get into how we can act confident on an outside level as well. But have you ever spoken to someone and they're like so naturally confident? And so that really does come from some conscious and even subconscious inner work that that person does. So when you work on your internal confidence and also on your external confidence, this is going to be twice as beneficial as only working on one of the two sides. So my number one tip on how you can gain more confidence, and there are 6 tips and tricks in total that we're gonna work through and talk about in this video. And the first tip is good posture. Good posture is something super easy that we all can do, and it's extremely powerful. Like, our emotions are based on our motion, on our movement. That's why the word motion is in the word emotion. And when we sit upright, literally, and when we have good posture and when we don't slouch, that has an effect on our emotions, right? And our emotions obviously have an effect on our confidence level as well. So having good posture, standing straight, standing, not slouching, standing on your own 2 feet, and having good posture in general is really making the difference for a lot of people when it comes to confidence. Another thing when it comes to body language and when it comes to posture is asking yourself, are you being fidgety? Like, do you always fidget with your fingers? Are you always scratching something when you're talking to other people? That again shows a lack of confidence, okay? So when you're talking to someone or listening to someone or when you're walking, have a look at how you do that. Does it come off confident, okay? From a third person perspective, if someone was looking at you, the way that you're walking, the way that your posture is, where your hands are, you know, what you're doing with your hands when you're talking, are you messing around with something, you know, that shows a level of confidence and belief as well, especially when we're voicing our opinion. This again is extremely important, for example, if you're doing a presentation at work or in school, or if you're talking to a group of people. Having good posture, not being fidgety, and just being calm and centered, and doing and speaking what you have to do and speak. Just doing whatever it is that you have to do on a calm level, and taking a few breaths in and out will give you that calmness. And we're also going to we're also going to talk about calmness and what other things that you can do as well. If you haven't already, then make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel right now and hit that bell button to be notified whenever I upload a brand new video. My tip number 2, and it also goes into like body language, is looking people in the eyes when you're speaking to them. Really looking at people in the eyes. And I'm sorry that I might not be looking at you because my camera is slightly to the side, so I can't always be looking at you. However, when people do talk to other people, it's extremely important one-to-one conversation that you look at them, that you listen to them, that you don't look down on the floor as if you're looking for something. It again shows lack of interest, lack of confidence, okay? And when we voice our opinion on something, speak up, you know, have a firm voice. We don't have to scream and shout, but just having a firm voice and having good posture and looking people in the eyes when you're voicing your opinion is so important. It's not always what we say, it's how we say it that has a huge impact on the way people are going to perceive that information. So these are 2 things that you can work on when it comes to kind of outside or outer confidence. However, again, I want to mention inner confidence is what will radiate itself outwards as well. And there are a couple of things that you can do that are so super simple, but they really do have a very big impact and a big effect on inner confidence. And for one, that is listening to affirmations, especially confidence affirmations on YouTube. And I have an affirmation video on confidence, and I'm going to link that above, and check it out as well. And just listening to that after waking up or before going to sleep or during your day, during your routine, listening to some type of affirmation, motivational video. Not necessarily motivational video, but affirmations are actually what is needed in order to work on an internal level. Okay, so repeating the same positive phrases, the same positive affirmations is what's going to start reprogramming your subconscious mind, and that's exactly what we want to do. Because when we do not feel confident, it has to do with how we perceive ourselves. On a very deep fundamental level, people can feel like they are not worthy of other people's attention. They are not good enough. Their opinion is not important enough, like the opinion of other people. It goes deep, okay? And when we work with affirmations, that deep part of us starts getting reprogrammed. And again, I have a video explaining exactly how affirmations and the subconscious mind work as well. So make sure you check that out to understand that a little bit better. And so tip number 4, or hack number 4, whatever you want to call it, is to give yourself some time before you answer a question. So when someone asks you something, and a lot of people tend to answer straight away or even interrupt others and voice their opinion. And this is a habit, this is literally a bad habit from a lot of people have. And one of the simplest things that we can do to show confidence, to show emotional control, to show calmness is to not answer straight away when someone asks us something, especially if it's something a little bit more complicated. Give yourself time to answer. Give yourself time to answer. Ponder on what that person has just asked you. Give yourself a couple of seconds more than you would normally give yourself, and you will see what difference that makes. It really does. And so give yourself that time to think before reacting or before answering to someone's question. It's gonna help you a lot. And so tip or hack number 5 has a lot to do with tip and hack number 4, and that is emotional control and emotional intelligence. So I don't know how you guys see it, but for me personally, one of like the key factors in seeing if a person has themselves under control and seeing how emotionally in control they are and how emotionally intelligent they are, and again, this has so much to do with confidence, is when someone, a person might upset us by saying something mean or saying something out of place. And a lot of people would react to that with raising their voice or yelling, or really reacting in some way, especially if it has offended us. And I'm not the biggest fan of that. I'm really not. I think it's so much more effective, and the respect is literally instant when we react in an emotionally controlled way. And again, this gives us an opportunity when we simply pause for a second and just think about what that person has said and then react to that. Okay? So we cannot control how people react to what we say, but we can always control how we react to what other people say. And this can get tricky sometimes, and this can be really hard sometimes. So again, this is all a complete learning process, and if you find it interesting, that's really good. And all of these are ideas and tips and tricks of how you can start implementing confidence into your life. And emotional control and emotional intelligence is definitely one of them. By simply comparing two situations of, for example, someone saying something mean to a person and them reacting to it, and they start, stumbling on their words, stuttering, and just being so offended and so upset which is a natural, normal reaction, but you let your emotions do the thinking. So what an emotional intelligent person would do, or person who has their emotions under control, is when they would be offended by someone, yes, of course, they would tell it like it is and tell their opinion, but they would do it on an emotionally controlled way. And sometimes that can be really hard. That's why the pause after listening to someone can really give you a couple of seconds more to simply digest what has just been said. And then, without having to raise your voice, stating your opinion in a good posture and looking that person straight in the eyes and telling them what it is, you know? So there are always two options. It's either this emotionally uncontrolled situation or the emotionally controlled situation. And yes, the emotionally controlled situation is more difficult, but I will tell you, I don't even know that many people that are really that emotionally controlled. And when we notice someone not reacting emotionally to something that has just been said to us, other people, if there are other people involved, they will be shocked. They'll be like, wow, respect. She's got my respect, you know, or he's got my respect. And it's very beneficial for you because you're not overworking your emotions. You're not stressing out your nervous system, you know, and you're reacting in an emotional, intelligent way. If you react with emotional control, it has benefits on all sides. That's basically it, in every single way. And tip and hack number 6 is to literally set a boundary. Confident people are not people pleasers. That's my opinion. You know, if someone says something, again, if someone says something that is upsetting, confidently set a boundary, you know. And there are many different ways to set a boundary. And a really good book that you can read about boundary setting is by Michelle Elman. It's called The Joy of Being Selfish. I read it so super quickly. I think the book is absolutely amazing, and I can really recommend it when you want to work on boundary setting. And boundary setting is amazing. It will make your life so much easier, and it will give you more respect. You will feel more confident. You will feel more aligned with yourself. And it's overall a very good habit to have. You're allowed to give your opinion just like everyone else is. And as I said, it is really important how we speak and how we voice that. And I really hope that these 6 tips and tricks helped you along the way. Tell me which ones you're going to be implementing. If it's tip number 1, which was posture, tip number 2, looking people at the eyes when you talk to them, tip number 3, confidence affirmations, tip number 4 was giving yourself a chance to pause, 5 was emotional control and emotional intelligence, and 6 was setting boundaries. Tell me which one you liked the most. These are things you can look into and study more. Experiment with these types of things and just implement them in your everyday life or in your everyday scenarios and see how it goes. Again, guys, if you enjoyed my video, I would love for you to give me a thumbs up. If you want to see content like this more often, subscribe to my channel. And make sure you hit the bell button as well to be notified whenever I upload a video. Check me out on my Instagram. My Instagram is called Your Mind is Heaven. And I also have a free Facebook group. It's called the Heaven on Earth Community. I do lives in there frequently. It's a growing community. Definitely make sure to check it out. I'm sure you will love it. Also, if you're interested in one-on-one coaching, click on the link below in the description section. I offer that as well. And if you're interested in getting coaching on mindset and topics like these or on manifestation, then reach out to me via Instagram or Facebook or comment below. And yeah, we can then take it from there. Thank you so much for watching. I love you all and wish you an amazing week and see you next time. Bye.